Good night, Papua New Guinea, and welcome to Sports Scene. I'm Godwin Eki.
And I'm Elijah Levet.
On the show tonight, Shane talks to Sean Dorney, the former ABC correspondent and acclaimed journalist who once donned the Kumul's jersey in the 70s. We will also discuss the finalists of the SP Sports Awards and the Coca-Cola Trivia.
And the Melanesian Athletics Championships and football.
Despite many nominations coming from all over the country, only 3 were selected for each category. The SP Sports Awards recognizes the achievements of teams and sporting individuals who have excelled in 2017.
This year, the 2018 SP Sports Awards will be held on the 26th of May at the Crown Plaza Hotel. Finalists for the 2018 SP Sports Awards were announced last week at the SP Brewery headquarters in Port Moresby. 3 finalists of the 11 categories were selected from a pool of nominations from around the country and was announced by Secretary of PNG Olympic Committee, Ovita Rapila. Ovita, who made the announcement, congratulated the finalists. The 11 categories are Sports Media Award, Sports Photo of the Year, Sports Official of the Year, Best Sports Person with Disability, Westpac Junior Male and Female Athlete of the Year, Community Sports Initiative, National Performance of the Year, Team of the Year, and Female and Male Athletes of the Year. She says with only 1 to receive the award in all of the categories, for those that are selected are all champions. Being nominated and furthermore being a finalist in the SP Sports Awards is a great achievement itself.
There was a good response from the public and the national federations with a large number of nominations coming from all over the country for all of the categories. This shows great support of our athletes, officials, teams who have put in a lot of work to achieve and excel in their sporting goals. Congratulations to all the finalists for this year's SP Sports Awards. Being a finalist in the SP Sports Awards is a great achievement in itself. And I'd now like to thank all my fellow selection panel members for their time and considered discussion taken to deliberate on this year's finalists. I would also like to make special mention of Moses Koiri, former chairman of the Sports Awards selection panel. His term ended last year, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank him for his contribution. We will be announcing for next year's selection panel a new chairperson.
She says selection of the finalists was based on performance and merit, and also the quality of the nominations that were submitted.
The selection panel took their time to carefully deliberate on the nominations. With a good number of quality nominations, I must say it was quite a task deciding on who should make the final 3 for each of the category. All nominations were carefully scrutinized and measured against the selection criteria for each category.
People's Choice Award would be done by the general public through SMS voting. To vote your selected nominee, simply dial 1*, first name of the person, # and send to 1600. Voting has started and will end on the 18th of May. Special guest on the awards night will be Jackie Cooper from Australia, who represented Australia in the sport of aerial skiing. She holds a record of 5 world titles, 39 World Cup medals, 24 World Cup wins, and 3 major World Championship medals. And yes, now the SP Sports Awards will be held on the 26th of May at the Crown Plaza Hotel. We have 11 categories. The Sports Media Award, the Sports Photo of the Year, Sports Official of the Year now. A lot of athletes have nominations have come in, but then they've chosen 3 finalists for each category now. Like taking a look at some of these finalists, you can tell that it's going to be, hard deciding which one is the best.
Yes. Well, like you said, a lot of things, sporting events especially have happened in 2017. We had the likes of SP Hunters, the PNG Mosquitoes and the Under-19 Garamuts. And of course, different sporting associations also hosted their national tournaments. So there was so much nominees for last year's events, but it can only come down to 3, depending on the content and stuff that were provided and who nominated the nominees.
Yes, now like taking a look at some of the finalists in the Westpac Junior Female Athlete of the Year, we see Violet Apisa, who has been nominated again and also made the final three. Also her sister Patricia Apisa, who has also been nominated, and Amiti Alacross in squash. So that's going to be, that's going to be a tough one there.
I think the nominations have been equally distributed among different sports, sporting teams and officials as well. So it's a bit of a task for the selectors when it comes to nominating who should be the winner of each of these categories. But that's something they will have to work hard on.
Also, in the Media Sports Awards, you've been nominated. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, I've been nominated in the for the Media Sports Awards, obviously for MTV, but it's for all of us, MTV Sports. So it's not a one person thing. I think it's more of a team effort. So hopefully we can win this SP Sports Awards like we did last year. So yeah.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to say thank you to those who nominated me, especially High Performance, Basketball PNG, AFL PNG, and other individuals who also recognized my efforts in covering stories for their sporting association. So yeah. From
those 11 categories, we also have the People's Choice Award.
Yeah. So People's Choice Award is the 12th category. That's the one where people have to vote for their favorite athlete of the year or team of the year, or depends on, pretty much based on the rest of the 11 categories.
So the People's Choice Award, we have 12 finalists. That's Aseboas again, Mahuru Dai and Moria Baru.
Yep.
Again, of course, Abigail Terapisa Dikatoa,
Yep.
Rachel Superior James, and the teams, Garmuts, the Hunters, the PNG Mosquitoes, and of course, the NCD Men's Cricket, Pom Women's Softball Association, and Delisha Cole.
Yeah, well, I think we should let our viewers know how they can vote for these people.
So if you want to vote for any of these finalists, for Aseboas, the Aseboas, Mahuru Dai and Moria Baru are in the Male Athlete of the Year. So if you want to vote for one of these three, dial dial 1 star their first name and hash and send to 1600.
Yeah, and I think the same thing applies to the other eligible individuals for the People's Choice Award, who are Abigail Terapisa Dikatoa from weightlifting, Rachel Separi James from triathlon. Simply press or dial 2 star their first name, hash, and send to 1600.
And we wish our 2018 SP Sports Awards finalists all the best in the upcoming SP Sports Awards that's going to be held at the Crown Plaza on the 26th of May. And also, Godwin, wish you all the best. Hopefully we get this one.
Thank you. Hope so.
Yeah.
Anyway, for a chance to win Coca-Cola merchandise, all you have to do is answer these questions as we count down to this year's FIFA World Cup in July.
Question number 1. Edson Arantes do Nascimento is a former Brazilian footballer. What name does he popularly go by?
And question number 2. What position is current Brazilian footballer Neymar playing?
And question number 3. Which two countries have won the World Cup back-to-back? All you have to do is answer this on the MTV Facebook page for a chance to go into the draw.
You're watching Sports Scene. We'll take a break. There's more coming up on the other side. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Sports Scene. With his unique Papua New Guinean rugby league connections, veteran and former ABC correspondent Sean Dorney looks back on his rugby league days as a Kumul with fond memories.
Shane and cameraman Abel Gabarura were lucky enough to catch up with the Kumul's great at the Jacksons International Airport just hours before the flight to Sydney.
Whilst engaging with PNG's fledgling NBC radio network in 1974, Sean Dorney played rugby league for the Paga Panthers in Port Moresby competition. A year later, he was selected for PNG's national team, the Kumuls, and went on to captain the side.
I played for 2 years, 1975 and 1976, and one of the greatest honours in my life was that in 1976 the other players elected me the captain. Unfortunately, we didn't play a test match that year. We just played against a New South Wales countryside. But it was a terrific experience for me. And one of the things we did here is we went to Hanawabata village, and I caught up with Dekena Boge, who was my 5'8" then. He used to play for Hanawabata Hawks. I played for Paga Panthers. But we caught up with Dekena, 10 Gun, as we all knew him back then. So 10 Gun and Boge got together, quite emotional to catch up after so many years. But we were Kumuls together in 1976 when I was the captain and he was the 5'8".
He was presented with the Member of the Order of British Empire Award in 1990 by then Prime Minister Rabi Namalu, not only for his work as a journalist.
Frank Colmer and I were both the subject of some attention in the PNG Parliament on Wednesday. So I thought I might devote my presentation here today to examining this particular clash over the principle of media accountability.
But also for his contribution to Papua New Guinea sport.
My wife and I came up for the World Cup match of Papua New Guinea versus the USA because by a strange development, my son's brother-in-law was the captain of the USA team. So we brought his father as well up here to watch the World Cup game, and Mark Offerdale, the captain, worked his heart out that day, but they still got beaten by the Kumuls 64-0.
PNG international Justin Olam yesterday became player number 187 in his debut appearance for the Melbourne Storm against the St. George Illawarra Dragons yesterday afternoon. This adds another chapter to the 24-year-old who becomes just the second player from Papua New Guinea to play for the Melbourne Storm. Marcus Bai was the first, having been part of the inaugural Storm side in 1998 and going on to have an illustrious career that saw him score 70 tries in 144 games for the club.
Now 20 years later, Olam took his place in the Storm side after being named in the centres in the clash against the top-of-the-table Dragons. Olam joined Melbourne Storm 2 years ago after catching the eye of Storm recruiters whilst playing for the PNG Hunters in the Queensland Cup. Despite losing 34-14 to the Dragons, Olam recorded 4 line breaks, pulled off a try-saving tackle with 1 try assist and played the full 80 minutes of first-grade footy.
For a chance to win Coca-Cola merchandise, all you have to do is answer these questions as we count down to this year's FIFA World Cup in July.
Question number 1. Edson Arantes do Nascimento is a former Brazilian footballer. What name does he popularly go by?
And question number 2. What position is current Brazilian footballer Neymar playing?
And question number 3. Which 2 countries have won the World Cup back-to-back? All you have to do is answer this on the EMTV Facebook page for a chance to go into the draw.
And up ahead on Sports Scene, we have PNG FA. Stick around for the details. Welcome back. Since taking the top post as acting president of PNG Football Association, John Wesley Gonjuan wants to raise the profile of football in Papua New Guinea. Gonjuan says PNG Football Association's recent rollout of players, registration and data processing program is one positive step forward.
However, building and strengthening the domestic competition is crucial at this stage for the National Soccer League competition.
Since given the approval to lead football in PNG by the Oceania Football Confederation, OFC, John Wesley Gonjuan and his administrators have a lot to do in lifting the profile of soccer both domestically and regionally. Stating his list of priorities such as conducting independent audits on staffing structure and improving PNGFA education, the approach to toughen the National Soccer League and the national teams across all divisions is one of the primary focus. The NSL is the country's top domestic competition In the past few years, the competition has experienced a dramatic slump in its competitiveness internally. That has resulted in poor club performance in the O-League, where both teams have become regular campaigners. NSL frontrunners and three-times champion Ley City Dwellers' 11-0 loss to Team Wellington serves as an eye-opener for the administrators to get their act together. This was well captured in Dwellers coach Peter Gunamba's post-match interview, where he stated that the split in PNG football landscape has somewhat lapsed on the team's shocking performance and weakens PNG football in Oceania. On a more positive note, the FIFA-sanctioned association PNGFA is rolling out its player registration and data processing program, which will enable registered players an issue of registration numbers, which they will use for the rest of their playing career in a football association under PNGFA. This effort is to fulfill the FIFA requirements to its members to take care of its number one product, the players. If this was a step in the right direction for the governing body, then a clear path for football growth in the country.
The 2018 season of the National Soccer League ended with round 14 games a fortnight ago. Interestingly, the NSL board came out clear with a solution during a meeting held late last week.
The solution was to forfeit all 12 washout matches and the competition points to be given to the teams that have fully paid their affiliation fee.
The National Soccer League manager Leslie Babaga, in a statement, said the main reason for the washouts is administrative failures by respective franchise managements regarding their financial obligations. Further said numerous letters were sent out advising the franchise managements of their payments, but to date, no one met their financial responsibilities. He explained that NSL cannot prolong the competition any longer, as it is very costly for some teams that accommodate players. Babaga confirmed that only 4 teams made full payment: Toti City FC, FC Morobe Wowens, Besta PNG United FC and Medang FC. The board has also agreed that the National Soccer League semi-finals and grand final will be played in Ley at the Sir Ignatius Kilage Stadium. The semi-final will be on the 12th of this month, while the grand final will be on the following week. The format of the semi-final will be 1 versus 4 and 2nd versus 3rd. The top 4 teams will be announced next week, together with the official announcement of the minor premier.
And it's time for the Coca-Cola Trivia round. Now, for a chance to win Coca-Cola merchandise, all you have to do is answer these questions as we count down to this year's FIFA World Cup in July.
Question number 1. Edson Arantes do Nascimento is a former Brazilian footballer. What name does he popularly go by?
And question number 2. What position is current Brazilian footballer Neymar playing?
And question number 3. Which 2 countries have won the World Cup back-to-back? All you have to do is answer this on the EMTV Facebook page for a chance to go into the draw.
We'll take a break and talk football on the other side. You're watching Sports Scene. Welcome back to Sports Scene. 5 of 6 track and field athletes left Vanuatu yesterday to attend the Melanesian Athletics Championships. The athletes are in the development squad for next year's 2019 Pacific Games.
Team coach and manager Nabase Duaba says this will be the first international event for the junior athletes.
All in the development squad, the tournament in Vanuatu will be used as part of the athletes' preparations for next year's Pacific Games.
All of them, except Moy and Boino, which is the 5 of them, this is their first time to travel overseas, and Athletics PNG is giving them the opportunity to be exposed to such an event like this, because I mean the Melanesian Games that will be attending, the biggest team is coming from Australia. A lot of the athletes from Australia are junior runners, and also from New Zealand. And also this Melanesian Athletics Championship is also one of the main international events that they're using for their young juniors to qualify for the Argentina Youth Olympics.
He believes the athletes have the potential to do well.
We have the youngest with us is Mary Gertrude. She'll be taking part in the 3,000 meters and also the 5,000 meters in the open division. And also Maria Tenge, she's taking part in the 1,500 meters and the 5,000 meters also. And from there we also have our young 800 meter runner Leanne Thibault, she's going to also be taking part of the events that she'll be running, will be the 800 meters and the 1500 meters. And Isila Apkuk, she'll be taking part also in the 200 meters and the 4.
All 7 will be banking for inspiration and morale boost from track and field veteran Moywen Boino, who's participating in the 100 and 400 meter hurdles.
Linus Koravi, he's be running in the sprints in the 100 meters and the 200 meters open. And also our young athletes, who also the winner of the 200 meter in the PNG Games, Frederick Ageda, is currently Moresby-based athlete, is also taking part in the 100 meters and the 200 meters. And of course, to run up the group, we have our veteran runner, Moywen Boino.
Meanwhile, this year's National Athletics Championships will also be used to identify top track and field athletes for next year's Pacific Games and other upcoming regional and international fixtures.
And also this Melanesian Athletics Championship is also one of the main international events that they're using for their young juniors to qualify for the Argentina Youth Olympics. Right now, most of the young athletes that are coming, almost all of the athletes that are going to the Melanesian Games are from the outside centers, from Simbu, Goroka, and East New Britain. We have only one athlete from Port Moresby. So we're looking at the Athletics PNG is branching out to all the other provinces to look for potential future sprinters, potential future distance runners. So this is one of the main programs that Athletics PNG High Performance is involved currently right now.
And it's time for the Coca-Cola Trivia round. Now, for a chance to win Coca-Cola merchandise, all you have to do is answer these questions as we count down to this year's FIFA World Cup in July.
Question number 1. Edson Arantes do Nascimento is a former Brazilian footballer. What name does he popularly go by?
And question number 2. What position is current Brazilian footballer Neymar playing?
And question number 3. Which 2 countries have won the World Cup back-to-back? All you have to do is answer this on the EMTV Facebook page for a chance to go into the draw. We'll head out for a few short messages and we'll be back with more of Sportscene.
NCD Governor Poes Pako presented a cheque of 100,000 kina to NCD Rugby Union Association to support their competition.
While funds will be used to run the competition, it will also cater for match officials and teams traveling to this year's Rugby Sevens World Cup tournament in San Francisco, USA.
I'm happy today to make a presentation of 100,000 on behalf of NCDC and our membership parliament. This is a small start to supporting, rugby in our city and at the national level.
He says while so much attention has been given to rugby league, it has come to his attention that rugby union is a world sport and that it should be given the priority it deserves.
Of course, we want to support all sports and, the young people using sport as a pathway to build self-esteem, good social values and character, leadership and so on, and go to the greatest height they can go in representing their clubs and our city and our country at all levels. But I have to think strategically too about other outcomes that are important for our city and important for our country.
He says many of the young people in the city are turning to sport these days to make a change for themselves.
I want to see our 7th and the 9th, be as good, or even I think we can beat the Fijians. Be it meeting or semi, yeah. But the challenge is this, that if the Fijians can do it, the 15th also fail too, yeah. All Blacks knock him all out all the time, or they are not even out there. But the 7th and 9th, and the women's, what's our team again? Palais. The PNG Palais, I really believe that they can shine and fly and lift our game and our country, our city to the highest level. So this 100,000 might sound a lot, considering that you all have not a lot of support before, but it's not very big money. But I want to assure you all players, this is the beginning. You all show us that you all can promote our city, promote yourself. Use this platform to promote good values in the city. Help us to make our city safe and help us to, also promote some of the outcomes I want for the city. City to be a city that is, respect women, respect girls, reduce or eliminate violence in all areas of our life. If you all start doing that and then winning out there 7-9-15, I am asking. Rugby league, you may get die atas on me, but come now, seperti you pelalo rugby union.
Vice President of NCD Rugby Union David Bahu says the sponsorship will go a long way in helping NCD Rugby Union.
I would say this is a real blessing. This association, NCD RU association, is a very young. It's just a year old. Last year was tough. It was tough because of the economic and all those business houses not coming in, not willing. It was tough. We had to dig, the executive, we had to dig in our own personal pockets, our family money to run the association. It's not just for our own gain, but to put smile on young kids, the grassroots. Sports is another avenue to excel in life. It's not just the academic, but in sports too. Some people are smarter, some people, they have talent in sports. So with the sponsorship that came in, it's a real blessing that we can get to showcase this young talent.
Chairman Frank Makanui says the sponsorship has come at the right time and will really boost the level of the competition.
With the 100,000 sponsorship money, it buys the right for the naming rights. And so we've called our men's competition the Paga Cup and our women's competition Walk for Life Pearls Cup. This is the first time for a competition or for an association. Previously, assistance have been given to the PNG Rugby Board, never to an association. But this is the first time, and it's coming from the governor of the city, and our competition is in the city, and so we are very grateful for that assistance.
He says rugby being an international sport, there is no doubt Papua New Guinea can produce world-class rugby players.
Yes, it's a big moral boost. We never had any money. For the last 3-4 weeks, the executives have been putting money to rent the stadium to have a competition. But now that we've got some money, we can use that money to pay for the competition. The money means a lot of things. It's a lot of money, it means a lot of things, especially the quality of the game. Now we can improve the refereeing, we can improve the coaching and then lift the game to the next level.
Both the men's and women's competition now have a naming right tags behind its respective competition.
Sevens is worldwide. It's played in 150 countries, 6,000 registered players. We intend to be part of the global rugby community. Come on board, help us get on it. The advantage is that your business will, the rugby will give it back to you. You give it to us, we give it to our young kids who play, and then we'll give it back to you.
And it's time for the Coca-Cola Trivia round. Now, for a chance to win Coca-Cola merchandise, all you have to do is answer these questions as we count down to this year's FIFA World Cup in July.
Question number 1. Edson Arantes do Nascimento is a former Brazilian footballer. What name does he popularly go by?
And question number 2. What position is current Brazilian footballer Neymar playing?
And question number 3. Which two countries have won the World Cup back-to-back? All you have to do is answer this on the EMTV Facebook page for a chance to go into the draw.
You're watching Sports Scene. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll wrap things up. Yes, and we look forward to the SP Sports Awards that's coming up later this month on the 26th of May. So that's something to look forward to. But otherwise, we've got other events that are also happening on the weekends. And yeah.
Yeah, the Melanesian Athletics Championships that's going to be held later.
Hopefully this month, but we haven't confirmed that yet with
PNG Athletics.
PNG Athletics, yeah.
The Trukai Fun Run as well is coming up next month on the 24th of June. So if you haven't got yourself a Trukai Fan Run shirt yet, please get one and join me out there. We'll all be running.
Yeah, we also have the Oceania Swimming Championships that's also coming up in June, as well as the Basketball Championship, Oceania, rather. So those are some of the big events to look forward to this year.
Also, the SP PNG Hunters return to competition this week. Michael Maroon will name his team tomorrow, but their team will be finalized on Thursday. So they return from Abai.
Yeah, and our junior athletes who left for Vanuatu yesterday will be back in a week's time to prepare for the 2019 Pacific Games next year. And of course, all the athletes will be training hard for a representation in that team to represent PNG. So yeah, that's another event to look forward to next year.
Yes, and all that and more coming up later on this year. We also wish you all the best at the SP Sports Awards, and all the finalists all the best in the SP Sports Awards. That's it for Sporting for this Monday. On behalf of the crew, I'm Elijah Lavette.
And I'm Godwin Eki.
Good night.